Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Got that. We're gonna make some things today. If you get in that giveaway right there, you're gonna get a pack of stickers. And let's zoom out here so we can see what we're doing. Good morning. Do I want this up higher? Maybe. Okay. Hopefully I don't hit that. Do this. Okay. Wait for some people to get in here. Some other people maybe. I know I went live early, but hopefully it's still set off everybody's bookmark. Welcome in, welcome in. Good morning, Tracy. I'm gonna pin this just because. Getting that giveaway for a set of stickers back there, and I'm gonna be on for like an hour, and I'm gonna try to make one of two things, and I'm gonna turn my notifications off. First, we're gonna make stack and whack tags because I have a tag train next Sunday. I think, yeah. And we're also gonna maybe make a master board. Also, this new chat thing is so frustrating. I just want to see my chat. Okay. So I'm gonna start out by making a couple tag bases. I'm using this 12 by 12 paper because, well, you can't even hardly see it on camera, but it has some weirdness on the back, and I'm gonna cover that up. I think I want the bricks to go this way. So my preferred tag size, especially when I'm trying to make them for maybe collaging, is 3 by 6. So 12 by 12 paper is perfect for that. And I'm gonna move this before I spill it. And it's kind of hard to explain what a stack and whack tag is without actually showing it, but we did it with our swap group before. But it's basically just an easy way to make a collage. So I'm just cutting all these bases into 3 by 6. And we'll worry about shaping them into tags later. Welcome in, everybody. Get in that giveaway back there. All you have to do is follow me, and you're going to get a set of stickers free from me. Ignore the fact that it says $2. They're just from my shop. If you also want an extra set of stickers, you can buy them down there for $1. And I'll send you 10 random stickers, and that'll help me get to 1,000 sales. So I have my bases. And I'm going to make these double-sided, so we're actually going to be crafting on the white blank side of the paper. But the first thing you need to do with a stack and whack is decide how many tags you're going to make. And what did this make? 6 bases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 8. Let's do 4. So if we're doing 4, this part really isn't important right now. But we're going to need to choose 4 different pieces of paper. And you can do all pattern paper. You can do, we're going to do some scanned music sheets that I had laying around because some of them are cut off and they're not really good for much else. And then I'm going to choose, what are these 2 piles? Oh, I just separated them. I'm going to get in my paper basket back here. And I don't really have a theme going yet. I'm just kind of making bases for me to decorate. Also bases for me to sell in that tag train. And who's going to get a set of stickers? It's gonna be Pookie's mom. Pookie's mom, would you like dinosaurs, reading ones, or miscellaneous? I think this is actually sea creatures. The reading one's perfect. Yeah, thank you all for being here. I haven't got to create with you guys in a couple weeks. I've been busy, and we went on vacation, and we technically have something going on today, but I'm gonna get on real quick and do at least a stack of wax. Okay, so I have 2 sheets of paper. Now we need something colorful. How about these are kind of muted, so let's go with a blue. And let's jazz it up with one of these because these are great. Okay. So we have our 4 sheets. And you then want to also cut these. You might have to do 2 and 2. Let me get my edges off of these. The papers you choose are also going to have to closely match. Sorry, I'm struggling this morning. Let me just do these separately, and that will alleviate the struggle. The papers you choose are then going to have to be cut to the same size as your tag. And since I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper for 12 by 12s, we might, like I said, we might have to choose 2 different sets of papers. So 3, and you could cut them a little bit bigger if you wanted. Actually, I might do that. Like 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Put this one aside for something else. Welcome in, everybody. If I miss you, I am not looking at the chat. I'm crafting. We're crafting. And we'll do this one like 6 1/4. We can save all our scraps. They're so good for other things. In fact, we'll use them in our master board. So I have 2 of those, and then let's see. I think we can do all these together because they're close to the same size. Yes. Three and a quarter. 3 1/4. 6 1/4. And 6 1/4. All right. Let's start here for now so we don't have to choose more paper. So again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different papers. And I have 2 sets of those. So we're going to be able to make 2, or no. Sorry, it's too early, and sometimes this takes a lot to think of. Just follow along, and I'm not good at words this morning, but we'll make some tags. So I have my 4 papers, and this should make 4 sets of tags, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit better. And the idea is you're going to stack all 4 of your sheets of paper. That again, my tags are 3 by 6. I cut my papers to 3 1/2 or 3 1/4 by 6 1/4, just a little bit bigger. And this is the stack and whack part. The idea is that you're just going to whack these into any sort of bits that you want. And because we have 4 papers, we're going to do 4 sections. And you're not supposed to think about it, but I'm a chronic overthinker, so we're going to do that. All right. So now we have four. We have four sections. And what we're going to do is basically rebuild four tags out of these sections. And the easiest way is to basically take your piles and you shift over one every time. So like my map's here, so my map's going here, my pink's going here, and then the music is coming over here. And then my blue is going to go two away. So over here, this, this, and then my blue will be here at the end. Map will be here, pink will be here, music will be here. So we have four different tags, bases now, that we can glue on that are all a little bit different. So we're going to shift these around because we don't want to mess them up. And we're going to take one of our bases and we're going to start gluing down. I am going to ink my edges on these just because I have very similar color paper to help them stand out. And once you have these four different papers, it doesn't really matter how you stack them on your base. So they can overlap each other differently. You could literally just go top down every time. That's going to be totally up to you. And then, that's why we made them a little bit bigger. So you can stack them slightly different on every tag. And you don't have any extra space. And again, I'm doing this on the back of just some lightweight cardstock that has a print on the back, so I actually can get a double-sided tag. And I did this because these papers had some schmutz on the back that I don't want anybody to see on my craft, so we're covering it up. And I think it was just like oil from some twine that was wrapped around it. So nothing terrible. And as always, I'm using my art glitter glue. For straight paper, I feel like it's the best because it doesn't warp my paper too much. But also, we just don't want to use too much glue. And we can overlap these lightly. And then what I'm also going to do, and you can make your pieces even a little bit bigger, like 3.5 by 6.5, if you want to have a lot of extra space. And welcome in, everybody. We're just crafting away this morning. I'm gonna push that up just a little bit. And yes, some of our edges are gonna get covered up. That's okay. We can always cut these down. You can make your whole base bigger at the beginning if you want. And the idea is that we're still gonna put things on top of these, so if you have a little white space, it's not the end of the world. We'll make it. All right, and there you have your tag. Now, obviously, it's a little bit over, so we'll come in. I like to let my things dry, and then I'll come in and I will cut my edges off, and then I'll either snip it down to be a tag, or I have a little corner that makes a tag corner, and sometimes that makes life a lot easier. And, you can come back in and glue these things down when we decorate it, or you can leave them. So now we're going to make the next three. And I'm going to start at the bottom this time. Oop. Welcome in, everybody. We're just crafting and chatting. Gonna be on for like a half hour. We're gonna make these, and then I'm gonna start a masterboard next. And these can be altered again depending on how many. Oh, I didn't ink my edges. Depending on how many pieces of paper you decide to use, that is ultimately going to be how many tags you're going to make. If you want to use all of the pieces. So we did 4 paper, so we're going to make, or 4 pieces of paper, 4 strips of paper, so we're making 4 tags. Some people just do it with 3, and then, you basically have like in thirds, obviously. It kind of depends on how you want your tag to look. I did some where I did, for our swap, I think I did like 5 or 6 pieces of paper just because I wanted extra tags and I wanted like small little collage bits, but it's totally up to you. And you don't have to ink. Again, that part's up to you. Trying to get in the habit of inking more things. Let's see, this one. We're going to have a little bit of a white space there, but we can cover that up with our decoration later. I also have the drops this morning, apparently. I'm trying to slide that under so it's not going to do it. It's fine. And like I said, we can cover that little sliver of white up later. Not that you can really see it on the camera. And I'm going to do each of these in a slightly different way just so you can see that you don't always have to start from the top or the bottom, although it is helpful if you put these pieces on just so you know where you kind of need to be. So I do recommend starting with the biggest piece because it helps you, or starting at the top or the bottom, but you don't have to. You can always leave your edges a little bit loose, and then you can, tuck things over and under differently. Because I think I already mismeasured here, and we're going to get a little bit of a difference there, but that's okay. It's okay. Again, it's scrapbooking, it's collaging. It doesn't have to be perfect. Welcome in, everybody. We're just crafting and chatting. Making some stack and whack tags. All right, there's our third one. And we have one more. Let's see, I've been going for almost a half hour, so let's run another givey. They'll get a set of stickers. All you have to do is follow me, and you'll get a set of stickers if you win the givey. If you want, feel free to buy a set of those dollar stickers down there. That'll help me get to my 1K. Or I have some other fun goodies in my bin too. And tomorrow, I'm on a raid train, Jim Henson themed raid train. And why did that have to shift like at the last second? Anybody out there got any fun plans for Sunday? Ours is starting off to be a rainy Sunday. I can hear the rain steadily picking up out there. And this time for real, it's rain. Not like when I hallucinate rain. But we're gonna be inside all day, luckily at a Pokemon card show at our local mall. Why is my child grumbling? My furry child's grumbling somewhere. They're not happy when I get on here and talk to myself. uh, we need this rain, but it does make it really hard to get in your pool for the summer. I feel like every day it's been hot, it's rained, which is the theme of summer, but I would love to get in the pool one day. All right, there's our last stack and whack. So, again, we took those little scraps of paper that we tore up, and we have 4 coordinating but unique tags. And our next task, so you're gonna have to do things like, apparently I missed a whole section of glue right here, is, glue those down. But you're gonna have to snip off your little extra pieces here. Which these are not the scissors to do that. They're too light. They're too light. They're for fussy cutting. Well, apparently none of my scissors. I think it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Why does it? Oh, man, I'm just having a struggle moment this morning. You could also do this with a paper cutter. And you got a minute to get in that Givey if you want a set of stickers back there. See, this isn't dry yet either, so that doesn't help. Oh, you're grumbling at me because I'm talking to myself? There's no need to grumble at me. Hey. Ivy, no. You don't make a very good live stream partner, ma'am. She's not a good live streamer, guys. Except she's cute. And now they get banished from the garage. uh, if you're just joining and you want to watch this later, you can always purchase one of those sets of stickers down at the bottom. You can also follow me on socials using... My brain's breaking, sorry. Follow me on socials using Simply Spare Time. I'm multi-streaming there. Oh, and T. Bernstein, you're gonna get a set of stickers. Would you like dinosaurs or sea creatures if you're in here? I mean, you have to be in here, but if you don't pick, I'll choose for you. So dinosaurs or sea creatures. And I'll probably send the dinosaur. Okay, okay, perfect. I was gonna say the dinosaurs are the ones that have been showing, so technically that's within the rules. Is the ones that are showing is what you get. All right. So again, once these fully dry, I will go and decorate them, and I'm gonna have to glue some of these little edges down here. No problem. Thank you for watching. And now we have once I cut it down, or cut the little corners off to make a tag, we got double-sided tags. And again, next Sunday, I think it's next Sunday. I'm bad with dates. Anyways, go to my shows. I have a Tag Your It Raid Train that's going to be in another Sunday, and you can see those. Now, for our next magic trick, we're going to do a similar tactic, which I really thought I had other manila folders out here, but I guess I could just do it with, I don't really want a double-sided masterboard though. We could masterboard these strips. But a masterboard is kind of the same technique. And we're going to use these offcuts from the tags I just made, plus some other little scrappy bits that I have over here from my stash busting. But August 9th, it is next Sunday. It's just another sort of collage. And you can tear, you can cut, but I don't know. I'm not going to ink all of this because... But you're just making a different sort of collage. And unlike the stack and whack, you don't have to be exact. The idea is that this is great for using up your little scraps and bits. And you can always cut it down later. And if you make a whole master board, you can then cut it down. So like I made a master board, and not these, but I cut it down into ATC size bases. So you get a really cool different look. And this used a lot of different like newspaper and music paper, book pages, so it's still within a theme. But you could literally get as wild and crazy as your brain can think of. And again, I still like a little bit of order to my master boards. It's just the type of person that I am. But it doesn't have to be. No, again, normally you would do this on like a bigger sheet of paper, but I have these strips, and I could honestly take these into turn these into tags later because they're a little bit smaller than my normal 3 inches, but they'll be perfect for this. And you can ink, you can not ink, that's totally up to you. And we could even, just keep layering. And again, I can cut off these edges later. And it only takes a little bit of glue for some of this thin paper, and you can always glue more down later. And let me grab some of my other paper back here. Welcome in, Cindy. What do I have over here? Trying to find another thin paper. Oh, I have some of this book page, but I want something a little bit colorful. Oh, this is good. It's not colorful in the way that I anticipated, but I am gonna ink this up because I hate when it tears like that. I mean, this side is arguably less colorful. I had an idea in my head and then I kind of abandoned it. So I'm just doing some masterboarding. We also made some stack and wax because I have a tag show next Sunday. So I'm making some bases for some tags. Yeah, it just depends on which way you rip. But I don't have enough brain power to think about that this morning. Normally I'll like rip and then I'll be like, which way am I going? And then I have to turn it this way and then, you know, and I literally ripped all the way, but it's fine. It's one of those mornings. It's one of those mornings. Okay, now we can use this. Trying to think what part I want. And what didn't I use from? Oh, I used everything. I think I'm gonna put some more of this pink in. Let's see, one side rips right, one side rips white. No, it just depends on the project. But sometimes I don't like all that white showing. And then I have my little matte pieces from earlier. And we'll do that. And sometimes in the process of this, you just end up making more scraps, but that's fine too. Eventually, you gotta throw something away. But we can just keep making masterboards too. I'm not this morning because we gotta go. We gotta go to our show, our Pokemon show. But let me put my pin back in my glue before I forget and lose the pin. It's the most important thing here. That was stressful doing that on camera. And then again, we're just gonna cut all of this excess off. And you can keep making masterboards. You can just keep layering it on another piece of paper. Or like I said, we can get rid of these little scraps. And then once this dries completely, so later this evening when I get back home, I will cut this down into my tag size pieces. Or this is really close to being ATC size. You can just cut it down. You could use it like this. You could put it in your journal, cut it in half, and we'll decorate on top of it. So now we have like a couple of coordinating pieces. that are great bases to do things in your journals. And again, I'm going to decorate these later, so you'll see them next week on my tag show if you guys go out and bookmark it. You might even see them on my show tomorrow. I'm not sure what, I still need to make a couple things for it. So thank you guys for joining. I'm going to, I felt like I wasn't even, I was on, where does it even show that? I was on a half hour. That's good. That's a good for a good little tutorial. Let's go find somebody else. I know PSEN Creations is doing a tutorial, so let's go rate them. You too, Cindy. Thanks, guys.